Greetings. We're doing it. We haven't done this in a long time.
When was the last time?
A long time ago. Maybe when we were in Arizona or New Mexico at the hot
A
spring.
year ago?
It seems like it. Well, because our internet here was terrible.
Yeah, we haven't done it on Starlink yet, have we?
I think we did it when we first got Starlink. We did a test that it wasn't going super well. Sorry if there's a ton of background noise. We turned our heater off, so it's cooling down. And
we've got Pilot chewing on a bison bone, or else she'd be going crazy.
Yeah, but if her chomping in the background gets too annoying, we can take it away from her. Today, we have a couple things we want to talk about, but nothing crazy, right?
This will be our first live stream in the A-frame, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We were going to kind of talk about the current status of the A-frame.
And
it's coming from Canada.
Yeah.
So that can always be a little funky. We're going to put it right here when we do get it. It would have been fun to check it out.
Yeah.
We got the grizzly instead of the cub. We've got the cub and the scamp. The grizzly's just a little bit bigger. And I think that's going to be really nice. Because it's not like, I don't know that the grizzly would have been all that great in the scamp, other than just being able to put bigger pieces of wood inside.
That's all it is. Like, I don't think we need more BTUs than we had in Cub in here. It's just for the burn box. Because like in our last video, if you watch the video where we were just in the scamp, I found a clever way to chop wood into those tiny enough pieces. But to do that with most logs, like if you go get camping wood logs or whatever, it's really hard to saw them down to small enough pieces for the wood stove, especially while keeping it in a decent round so it burns longer. Pilot's really getting after it in the background. Should we show her?
We could let her outside. Camp's gonna freak out. Oh, she didn't forget the one.
They are so different. Like the total opposite personalities. I feel like it's communicated obviously.
Good girl. Isn't it so weird that we have a door? Like a full-size door?
Yeah, it's wonderful. Oh. But being in the A-frame has been awesome. It's hard because I feel like people aren't as stoked on the A-frame. They don't think it's as weird as the scamp was. Well, but I feel like it's just as weird.
We haven't shown it still very much because it's still in progress.
That's true. We haven't really had like a full...
It's not very aesthetic.
Yeah, especially on the outside at this point.
And it's been kind of hard to make it. It wasn't designed to be a full-time living space. So we didn't design it with like kitchen and storage and all that in mind. It was kind of a relatively last-minute plan to move in here for the winter. And we'll probably we will be in here until our house is finished.
Yeah.
Outside of like scamp trips, which I hope to do a lot more of. After the last video.
But I don't know, it just makes me almost sad that people don't think, and honestly we haven't been documenting our life in the A-frame as diligently as we did that last scamp video, because we're doing a lot of other things, not just making a video when we're living in here. Whereas when we went out on a scamp trip, we had no internet, no nothing. We just had our cameras, and for the days that we were out, it was just to make a video.
The reason we lived in the scamp was for YouTube, like that.
Well,
YouTube, and
it morphed into that, right?
Yeah, so that was kind of our job.
Yeah,
and that's why I think we kind of wrestled through so many winters, because it was kind of like, it was great to make videos of, great content to make videos of, fun to film the wood stove, and in here. We've just been getting, like, I've been doing my jewelry so much more, and you've been finishing your book.
Yeah.
So we've been doing just like other stuff, not purely focused on the scamp.
But I think if we made if we make A-frame videos as diligently as we made that latest scamp video and just be disciplined with it for a few days, then I think they'll be really cool too. Because the A-frame seems more like normal. Like I've seen several comments where people say that we're doing it totally normal. We went nomad to normal or whatever. and the A-frame is so far from normal that it's kind of funny to hear that.
We thought we might give you a tour if anybody cared. Just quick show the camera around a bit. Though I'm sure most of you have seen the A-frame in videos before.
Yeah.
Hi, Nick's Picks. Thanks for being here and being our moderator. And Michelle. And everyone else who's here.
Yes, tour, everybody's saying.
Thank you, Nick's Picks. Gosh, you're so awesome. So on it every time.
How bad do you want a tour? Like 10 out of 10 want a tour? Thank you for the super chat. Wolf from Martha the Bulldog from Sunshine
Thank
Lindsay.
you, Sunshine Lindsay.
That's cute. Martha the Bulldog. That's amazing. Okay, 10 out of 10 want tours.
Okay, should I be Vanna and you be the cameraman with the laptop?
I don't know what Vanna means.
Do you want to be Vanna?
What is Vanna? What does that mean? There's the
SD card.
I know, we should pull that so it doesn't break off. I'll be Vanna, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know what that
I'll
means.
show it. Okay, you'd point to things. Like the Wheel of Fortune. Or the
Price is Right?
Yes. No. What? Help.
Vanna White,
yes.
says.
Which game? Which
Who
game
is
show?
Vanna White?
The letters on the thing. What is it?
Wheel
of Fortune. Yeah, okay. You remember?
No, I don't. I never watched it.
Touches the letters.
Oh, I'll be her. Beep bop boop.
Okay.
Hold on. Does that? No, I hold the camera. You be the beep bop boop.
Okay.
Tell me if I'm framing it right.
Perfect. Okay.
Is that too far forward?
No, that'll do. Here we have a shelf that Barron and his dad made. We used mostly reclaimed lumber in this whole space. So this was another, like, Barron wanted it to look like a tree was in here. He and our friend Mike built the one over there. Very nice.
Yes.
So Barron and his dad built another one. These are IKEA boxes that we painted. And this is currently the only food storage that we have are these 4 boxes and those 4 boxes. And that's been kind of a pain, but we'll figure it out. Barron just put his bow up here.
Tell us about how excited you are about that.
I'm pretty stoked. We've got our batteries down here.
Can we stay on the bow for a minute? Sorry, you got excited.
Batteries down here. Goal Zero batteries.
What Goal Zero models are they?
6,000 and a 500.
And why do we have 2?
Well, we did have 4 in here. This little one up here is good for phone charging and small stuff. And then the big guy, we've got the freezer back there, so we needed a big guy. And that's plenty of solar for us. Like, that's more than enough.
And then out here, I don't know if you can see them, but we have 2 Boulder 200 panels and a Ranger 300 that's more portable.
Oh yeah, you can see him.
So
Barron's antler or skull, Euro mount, coats. Oh, this used to be our Berkey water filter. I asked Barron if he could do a pistol squat, and he did one. And he's like, "Oh, I did it. Watch." And so he did another one, and he bonked into the Berkey. It fell onto camp.
Got them all wet.
A pool of water in Camp's chair. He hopped out. He broke one of the Berkey filters, so now we only have half of it up, and we're waiting for a new filter to come.
Good job, Barron.
Our well water, as far as I know, is great. We should get it tested, but tastes great. I would like to know what kind of minerals are in there, and if it's hard water or what. This is where we store other little things, dishes. Our coffee grinder, magic
extra
bullet.
Food.
Yeah, some produce. And this is the other shelf. The bench down here, we built. We still need to put foam on it. Sorry, Dad, we haven't done it yet. You can lift this guy up to access storage under here. There's shoes that you can access under here.
I'm trying. It's so hard.
My outfit. I was just going for business on the top, casual on the bottom, and then another lift up over there, and that's about it.
My clothes are all up above in like the rafters, if you will. And then I just hung up this for odds and ends, this net, which has been kind of nice.
And then our bed is upstairs.
And then all of Elsa's clothes are underneath the bench.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry for that chaos.
Love the videos. Come scamping out in Tahoe. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Casey. And I hear that Tahoe's getting some wild snow right now.
I would love to go to Tahoe. That's how it's going.
Okay. And that was the tour.
I hope you enjoyed it. Should we scroll back up and see if we missed anything? Nope, just Wheel of Fortune talk.
Michelle, do you want to be a moderator? Get back here.
Give her the power. Don't let it go to your head, Michelle.
Y'all need an FPV drone. Yeah, that would be cool.
I know.
Barron is still needing to get his license.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, I need to do that. When's the next Normal to Nomad podcast? Okay, so this we could transition to book talk, even though that's kind of out of order, right?
We don't have an order.
This is I just ordered new authors' copies of my book that have little improvements like I talked about in one of the videos. But I'm thinking about releasing the book within our podcast, each chapter as an episode, because otherwise I would have to release it through just Audible or whatever, because there's no good way to distribute audiobooks. So I just figured over time I'll release it chapter by chapter on the podcast. And then if you want to buy the book, great, but the podcast will be like a free version of it. And then if you get value out of it, you can
donate buy a book.
Donate, whatever. So that's what I'm thinking. Does that sound like a smart idea to everybody? And if anybody has published books before, send me an email, barronlink@gmail.com, with any advice you have. Because for the first round, I'm going to do a pre-order and then order however many books, probably double however many pre-orders we get, and then distribute those just straight through my website and not sell them on Amazon or anything like that out of the gate.
Brew a Barron and Elsa beer with your well water.
I feel like that would be a dicey legal thing to distribute beer across the...
And Alice, thank you so much for your super chat. We did, based on your comments, we did decide we're going to price the book in the $20 range.
Yeah.
And have the photos maybe not be as quality as they could be.
Yeah.
And just get it printed and get it out for the information and the text. You guys are just going to love it. I know
Don't hype it too much. It's
whatever.
I'm getting like insecure about it because I've been working on it for so long, but it's not like I've been working 8 hours a day on it for 5 years. It's just whenever we have time and sort of accumulating information, but I feel insecure about everybody reading it and thinking it's going to be something, and then
it's going to be great. Now that's Urban $5.99. You are out of your mind.
I hope nobody takes offense, but that's what they said.
I think you're really close to the book too, because a lot of these writings, it's fascinating to read it now. We were just going through the last copy of it, and so much of it, I remember when you wrote it, when we were deep in scamp life, and it's interesting how we've changed some things, but this is the book written for us when we were in that phase.
That was really hard to add new stuff, but keep it to where it was in sort of the same old voice and with the amount of information that I had at that time, so that it's more from a beginner's mind than writing in reflection on that. It was like the things that I was learning in real time. I tried to preserve that kind of stuff so that it didn't feel like disjointed, but to carry the same voice throughout, even though I was talking from a 6-year period, was kind of difficult, but I think it will make sense when you read it.
Remember, your info is new to a lot of people. That's a great point.
Yeah, but that's what's hard is I feel like it's hard to not make assumptions now in the mind that I have today, But when I was writing that stuff, for instance, about solar or the seasons or all those different things, I was writing it from a mind or my mind where I was just learning it. So I tried to preserve that, whereas now it would be harder to. Hope that makes sense.
David, thank you. Don't forget taxes if you're selling on your website.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, yep, we got it.
Sorry, I'm a little drunk. Sorry, I'm a little drunk and longtime fan, so I'm blowing up the chat. LOL. Oh, Andrew Wade, we've seen you on here plenty of times. Oh, there's Judy. It's so fun seeing names that I recognize from live streams of long ago. Andrew, I feel like there's more than one normally. Yeah, don't overthink it and send it out to the universe. That's where I'm at. It's just I don't know. It's hard too because I've spent so much time on it that I don't want to like half-ass the release and just rush it. So that's why we're making more edits and
it's gonna be so good. It's really something else. I'm so proud of you for putting it all to. It's just, how many people do you know who've written a book? It's so cool.
That just makes me so nervous when you hype it like that, because then I'm like, they're gonna think it's tight. But some of the chapters, I'll read you just the chapter headings, and if you want me to dive into some of them, I can. Elsa wrote the foreword, which was really sweet, and it's wonderful. Introduction, nomad principles, nomadic life, learning, frugality is freedom, minimalism, food is fuel, water, hygiene, camping, seasons and climates. And then later in the book, I have things like internet everywhere, making money, solar power, human interaction, facing fears, and planting roots. Just different. That's kind of, I didn't read all the chapters, but that's kind of a gist of some of the different chapters in the book. Yeah.
The Wandering Wolves. The book will be great and inspirational because you guys are awesome. You are too. Let me know next time you're in Southern Colorado, girl. I'm very, very proud of you for doing what you're doing.
Who are you talking to?
The Wandering Wolves. She's the scamper.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting. We need to. Yeah, let's link up somehow.
And the glow of a campfire. Barron, you and Elsa have always been great with finding a way to articulate your thoughts, feelings, and ideas. It's why we watch you after all. The book will be great. Thank you.
I appreciate everybody's support. I'm gonna pull I'm gonna pull my phone up so that I can keep track of comments too. But so if it looks like I'm just texting people, that's not what I'm doing.
Oops, man. We had dog hair before, but now with the German Shepherd, we have got dog hair on another level everywhere, in every bite of our food, all over our clothes. It's something.
Speaking of, she's still right there.
Good.
Chewing on her bone.
It's amazing. We can just let her out and not worry about her.
Yeah.
This is All Mountain Amber Ale from Soulcraft Brewing. It's a warm beer. They
used to have matte black cans, and they were the same design, but matte black, and they were so cool. This one's kind of cool. I like the truck on here. Looks like an old Land Cruiser.
Michelle.
She's got
let's talk about dog hair, girl. Nick's pics.
Dara, is it Dara or Dara? I guess that would be hard to articulate phonetically in the comments, but thank you so much. Your maple syrup is amazing. We've been chugging it.
And the maple sugar too.
Yeah.
That's been amazing. And the little maple candies. Thank you so much for sending that to us. Abby. Hey, girl.
Yeah, Matt is always way cooler.
We do try to look at all these comments, but sometimes they go through super fast. So if you do ask a question and we miss it and you want to say it again, I did, because of spam that we've had a lot of in the past, I put a 15-second limit. Delay. So you can only comment like every 15 seconds. Sorry, we did that for the spammers, not for the normal people, to give us time to get them out of here.
Somebody asked if we're going to bring the podcast back. I mean, I would love to. We've just had a lot going on, and then this winter we've kind of been trying to relax and recoup a little bit, knowing that we got to dive back into the house again.
For some reason, I also kind of ran out of ideas for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. We just had so much on our mind with the house, and maybe you might think that, I don't know, maybe talking about house stuff, but I don't know. I think we're going to revamp it again.
We will for sure at some point.
Because we got all this awesome podcast gear.
Short term, though, we'll be using that platform to release my book as an audiobook. Like, we'll do that through the podcast. So it'll be like they're a new podcast episode. And I think we'll talk about the chapters too. Maybe I'll do the whole book and then we can go through different chapters and kind of talk about that. And that's how we could kick the podcast off again.
That is going to be great watching you build again. I'm really happy to hear that because it's kind of interesting. We realized how many people love the scamp content. We just are doing so many different things all the time that I wonder what people are really interested in seeing. You're going to be seeing house build stuff, though, because that's going to be a major part of our lives once we get back to it. The next step is insulation, but we have to have water for that because the insulation is made of foam and concrete, and we need water, and it's all frozen. All these buckets of water up there are frozen solid. So,
and the concrete doesn't set very well. You can put like hasteners in it. I can't remember what they call, but you can make it go faster. But
I just recently read that try to avoid that.
Is your computer? It's not charging, and Chrome will kill it fast. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, I've got an M1 laptop, M1 chip.
Thank you.
Will Roos, thank you so much. And we can't put a roof on the house until we've got the insulation done. And that's kind of why we had to stop. We got Pilot and we had to stop because she required so much and it was getting too cold. We need the concrete to be it's not supposed to go below 40, but our insulation is not structural.
So as long as it sets up decently, then it's okay. And when we went and got Pilot, that kind of messed us up because that took us out for about 2 weeks, and then we had a puppy. So we had to we could have gotten our insulation done in that time, but my shoulder, I've been having rotator cuff issues and stuff, and we were burnt out.
Pilot came at, I was like, why are we getting a puppy right now? But she came at the best time. It was divine timing because we had to take a break or we were going to start cutting corners and making bad decisions, and we just needed a break so bad. We worked very, very hard.
And then when we moved into the A-frame, we had to do a lot to make it okay to live in here. So it's been wonderful.
That required a lot of work to get this.
Because it was, when we first moved in here, it was
just plywood.
Not at all done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a lot. But
Scott,
not complaining, but just is what it is.
Scott Tan, thank you so much. When will you post a link for pre-orders?
I'm getting the next iteration of author copies back to proofread and make sure that all the formatting and everything is good. And assuming that that's good, I'll be ready to take pre-orders.
So maybe in the next month, or
I'm hoping within
sooner,
the next few weeks,
ideally. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna have a new ring launch. I'm gonna list it first for our patrons over on Patreon. But I'm going to be listing new rings in the next week and a half. So get on Patreon if you want to be first, and then I will release it to YouTube, and then Instagram, and then Facebook. Katie Fritz, thank you so much. And Danya and Praya. We still have to talk about planning a retreat/event. Also super excited about the book.
Yeah, that's something that we just really, really want to do, but we don't know how.
We were talking with James and Doreen about it. We keep going back and forth between, do we want to do something that's like a larger experience, like a 200 person large kind of festival type thing, or do we want to do a 10 to 20 person more intimate small thing? And then what do we do with everyone?
But to make it worth it time-wise. The intimate, small, we would have to make a little bit of money to cover costs and stuff, so it would be more expensive. But
like if we cooked everyone food or
and had to get porta
and
potties and
yeah, so we're just still trying to figure out. We need to attend more events, I think, to decide, because it was
every time we do, it's like, oh
yeah, it was after RTR Rubber Tramp Rendezvous in 2017 that we were like, oh, this is something we could do. And I think there were 2,000 people at that event.
I think there were 5. Or
Really?
was that a Rise that there were 5?
I'm not
a
sure.
Rise was inspiring too.
This was one of the years that RTR was getting, it was one of the first, like, whoa, this is getting big. And then a few years after that, they moved it to the other location, and now I don't know what the deal is with RTR. The One Oregon Girl, thank you so much. I hope you're doing okay.
Do you want some orange juice?
Thank you. Aaron's like, can we just drink it out of that jug?
We just started drinking this orange juice and we can't stop. It's amazing.
Mix it with 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and you've got a delicious adrenal cocktail.
Yeah. It's better to just drink it out of the jug though.
Instead of having salty orange juice.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
We announce our the jewelry to all of our patrons. So regardless of what dollar amount you subscribe for. The Patreon is a thing for people to, just a way for people to support us, because people have asked us for that for a long time. And we answer all of our patron messages within the day for the most part. And we do the releases of jewelry and that kind of stuff. But also, I like to make myself available to anybody, not just our patrons. And we like to do our live streams for everybody too, so that everybody has access to it. And we don't like paywall anything, because we want everybody to have access. So we don't really like hyper incentivize the Patreon, but we really appreciate the people that do subscribe to it, because it's really helpful for us. But we want to give everything to you for free that we can, so it's available to everybody.
Giving first access to the rings is like, because we don't really have a whole lot of things to give the different tiers.
Right.
Like you said, it was just something people asked for it. So we set it up. And this is a way that we can say thanks to those people who are donating every month, because that helps us. You're helping us build our home, and it's so appreciated.
Another thing though, we have a Discord server with, I think it's well over 3,000 people, I believe now, but it's pretty awesome. And anytime anybody @s me on Discord, I get back to them. And then probably 95% of Instagram messages and all the emails I do too. So
you're good at it.
I try to keep myself available. And then if you have questions for Elsa, she's a little bit harder to get a hold of, but you can get at her through me. So all that to say, yeah, our Patreon is awesome and we're really grateful for it. But if you want to get a hold of us, you can do it either way. But Patreon always takes precedence.
Oh, you can see our truck out the door.
Yeah, sport's a little frosty right now.
Excuse me. This beer is making me burpy.
I will quickly link our Discord in the chat too, and then Nick's picks, if you want to share that occasionally, that would be sweet.
Abby said Discord server is absolutely popping. It's impressive.
It's popping.
It really is. It's cool when you go in there. You've made what do you call them? Like little channels,
I think, yeah.
Of every subject. I go in there though, and I just read. I don't comment. I used to, but I felt like I was only sharing photos. And
I think it's easy to get overwhelmed with, and I need to take more time to dive back into it. And because they have forums and different things like that now too. So I need to integrate the new features for it. And I haven't taken time to do that yet.
This in the corner of my screen says ads will run shortly for some viewers in 24 seconds. While we're live? If any of you get an ad right now in 15 seconds, will you please let me know? And I'll turn them off.
But I just linked the Discord. So if anybody, if you want to learn anything about nomadic life, or I don't know, there's all kinds of channels, diet, health, crafts, dog pictures, all kinds of things. No ads yet.
Ads
Somebody got an
inserted.
ad.
It said no ads yet.
Just
Just
got
got
an
an ad. Did it make you stop watching, or is it an ad like in the corner?
Or is it like a 5-second ad?
Ah, got the ad. Sorry. Okay. Next time. Sorry. Next time that comes up, I'll make sure to block it if I see it.
Yeah, if they let us, we'll knock it off.
Sorry.
Okay, we get it. Were they 5-second skippable ads, or are they ads that you got to keep watching forever?
It's a quick ad, but cuts you off.
Okay.
Barron just made me get YouTube Premium recently, and it changed my life.
Yeah.
No more ads.
It's so good. When they were so long that you'd be like, check out this video, and it'd be like, hey, welcome back to. And I'm like, oh my God, Elsa, please.
I just got used to it. I kind of liked having ads so that I knew what people were dealing with when watching our videos. And I just let YouTube generate the ads. I don't ever place ads. YouTube does it. So
do you want to know something kind of embarrassing that just happened to me that shows how much YouTube I watch?
What?
You know how on YouTube you have a watch later playlist?
Yeah.
Over the course of however many years I've been watching YouTube, my watch later playlist is too big. It won't let me add more videos to it.
How many do you have?
Like 5,000.
What?
Yeah. Because anytime I'm on YouTube and I'll like scroll through it quick, and just anything I don't want to watch, then I'll add to watch later.
And do you watch it later?
Yeah, because when you hit watch later, it'll be more likely to sub that into your videos, like into your suggested videos. So I'll just like boom, 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 watch later. Like probably if I'm watching YouTube, I'll put on like 20 in a day. So it's not surprising that I have that much, but
that's a lot though.
It's a lot. And it's not easy to like delete them all either. You got to go through and delete them all one by one, which will take forever.
You should go on OnlyFans. $20,000 a month.
For what?
You'd hit it big.
You have to do stuff on OnlyFans. I don't have cute feet.
Thank you, Abby. I think they're cute.
Just delete after you watch it. I don't do that though. I scroll from.
Is she still out there?
Yeah, she's still chewing her bone right there. I don't know. On my YouTube, I'll go through my subscribed and through my main page because they all are from my subscribed. My YouTube's hyper curated since I use it so much. So, can you game on Starlink? Yes, you can game on Starlink. So the issue with high or traditional satellite internet is that it's a high orbit satellite internet. So if you picture my hand as the globe, the high orbit satellite internet is like a satellite all the way up here so that it can cover a bigger surface area. Whereas Starlink is way lower orbit, so it can't cover as much surface area. But if you, at the speed of light, the ping that it takes, or the amount of time it takes for the information to get from the Earth up to the satellite and back, that's what determines your ping or like your response time. So if you're playing like a first-person shooter, you need really fast ping, and Starlink is like 60 ms to 100 ms, or 60 milliseconds to 100 milliseconds. So with Starlink, you can actually play video games, whereas with old satellite internet, the ping was like 5 seconds. So if you made a move with a character, then it would take 5 seconds to get to the server. So that makes it kind of unplayable. So with Starlink, yes.
Mad Jack, loved all your videos. Thanks for sharing. Hello from Northern California. Thank you so much. Very generous of you.
When are we going to get back to the house build?
As soon as, well, something that's a pain in the butt is it's spring here is terribly windy. So we're going to have to figure out that. We may just bail and go explore in the scamp in the spring.
Something though that is exciting is that as soon as the weather turns and it's not freezing like all of our giant things of water every night, we have probably a week of working on insulation before we can put our roof on. And then once we put our roof on, our house is weathered in, so we can do the stuff on the inside of the house and not worry about the wind. So if we can,
that'll be so nice.
If we can get to that, what will be kind of difficult though is the roof for the above our bedroom, where we have the like rooftop deck. I think that roof will be more complicated, so it might take more time to get that all weathered in. But
Michelle said selling any of their land wouldn't be an option. Oh,
She's
right here.
correct.
Are you still open to the idea concept of others building a community in or around your property and selling some land to do that? We are in an area where we cannot split up our acreage.
Yeah.
Which is, it would be ideal if we could have the choice to do that, but that will keep our area from turning their lots into neighborhoods. So
Probably for the best.
Yeah, that works out fine.
But we would like to build community one way or the other. The first thing that we want to start doing is having events. And I know we've talked about that forever, but it's a lot to organize and we need help. So
Jen, thank you so much.
with the
I
cute
love
little
that.
sheep.
I know. I love that there's Shibas. And Stephanie Byers, thank you. Thank you all very much. Excuse me. We always have bubbly drinks when we're doing live streams.
Well, also you're drinking a beer.
And well, sometimes we have kombucha.
Is that beer to share or is that just for you? Because I share my orange juice. We can get another one, right?
Dara, from your maple suppliers in northern Vermont, let me know when you are out.
Thank you so much. I
Thank
wish
you.
So one of my favorite podcasts is Wild Fed with Daniel Vitalis. He actually has a TV show too called, I think it's called Wild Fed as well. But he taps his own trees and makes his own maple syrup. And that would be such a cool thing to do.
This is the syrup that Dara sent us. I hope I'm saying your name right. Dara. Oh man, it's good. It tastes like butter. It's so good. We had just bought this. I did not know that you were sending us maple syrup.
That was kind of a surprise.
I know, because we had another guy, Bob from Vermont. He would always send us syrup. He hadn't for a long time, so it had just been kind of sad period buying maple syrup from the store. So thank you.
Somebody said they just had a skiable ad. That doesn't sound so bad.
Okay. I'm sorry about the ads.
But they will happen.
Yes.
Like that's just the nature of the beast, unless you get YouTube Premium.
If we see that pop up again and it says that we can skip it, I'll skip it.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Hello from Australia. Have you thought about the furniture in your house?
Not
Not
really.
a lot. We won't need a bunch of furniture. Our bed, I think, we'll build ourselves.
Oh, Guy Tang. I think that's his name. Homemade Modern or something on Instagram. He's all about feng shui. I think that he's Chinese. I'm not sure. For some reason, I think that he's from China.
Yeah.
He wrote a really incredible, simple, easily digestible book on feng shui, and it's so good. And I would love to book a consultation with him, because the strategy for our house is at least
give like an example of what that means, because I thought feng shui was like woo woo, but it's really
it's just
sensible
like
stuff.
the flow of energy in a space. Like energy comes through a door and out a window. So you don't want to obstruct, like the way that we have our A-frame is like very not feng shui, because we're blocking the energy from getting out the window. It would be better if the desk was on the side.
I don't know. We'll see if dude could come in and see this view. And
different things too, where like if you have hard edges of beams, that's like more of a hard energy than
like
if you have
rounded energy.
Yeah, then rounded edges and things. Get the book. It's really cool and simple, and
kind of how things make you feel. I'm gonna grab her because
that's exactly it. How a room feels to you, and like positioning your head right next to a door in your bedroom is not very feng shui kind of thing. So the idea for our main living space, we want it to be a transformable space because we don't have a lot of space. We're going to have a small house, like 900 square feet or something. So we want to be able to transform with transforming furniture or something, like make it a fun place for a cuddle puddle movie night, or make it like a nice place where we could have a bunch of people over for dinner, set up a table, or like set it up where there's a lot of floor space for yoga mats. We want it to be convertible space. So I would just like to get on with him and see where, because we would like to have a couch, and someday we would like to have a baby. So having a big comfy poofy recliner would be super nice to like breastfeed from and stuff. So
did you talk about our projector?
What?
Because we don't have a TV. So we want to get a nice projector to watch movies.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I said, and have like a cuddle puddle space. Yeah. So just being able to make the room what we want in a nice kind of minimal way. I'm going to try real hard to keep things minimal and
organized and clean.
Yeah. So the way to do that is just by having not a lot of stuff.
Sorry if you can hear Pilot in the background. If her bone gets really annoying, we can take it away or give her something else. What else? We had a list of things. Can you guys hear Pilot gnawing on her bone?
When we're not talking.
I'm sure you can. Oh, the Scamp trip.
It was great.
How did it make you feel?
I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I think people could tell that we were enjoying it thoroughly.
Why do you think that is, though?
Because we weren't too terribly far from home, and we didn't have every single thing that we own. Like the car not being able to move that frozen morning was like, okay, whatever.
Because we could walk out.
We'll call James. Maybe he and Doreen can come pick us up or something. Like, it's fine.
We didn't have cell service. We would have to walk a couple miles and then. But we could chop wood and we had plenty of food.
The no service was another part of why it was so nice. It was just an escape from everything. It's so fun to be out of contact where nobody can talk to you and you can't talk to, just no internet. It's such a refreshing, it's so rare that you are in a place that doesn't have any internet.
Yeah.
And feels really good. We just hung out.
And all that we had to do was film, make food, and stay alive. So that's fun. And I think it's so fun to have that when your life gets a little bit more exciting or difficult in situations like that are not the kind of difficult that work provides or whatever, but difficult, like type 2 fun, where we got to chop wood and keep the fire going to keep ourselves alive, and we got to figure out a way out of here and stuff. That just makes life exciting.
I think it's more like type 1.5 fun.
Yeah.
Type 2 fun is like hiking a really hard hike.
But when things get a little dangerous, it gets fun. But it's hard because if we could do that all the time and just pop off in the Scamp and get a foot of snow, we would. But we get storms like that around here maybe twice a year, if that. So we can't have that much fun in the Scamp. I don't know. We've been thinking about what other things we could do in the Scamp that would be fun, but haven't figured out like what the adventure would be or where we would go or how to make it that exciting,
Dad, did you finish the book? Because I was waiting for more corrections, more typos.
Yeah.
I found one. I found a few.
Yeah.
I found one letter or one word that was a different font or a different size than the rest.
Which was just a pain, but that was awesome. But I thought the Scamp, being in the Scamp was fun. It was almost nostalgic, and it was really cool to what?
Put a hot tub in the Scamp.
I thought it was really cool to get that feeling of, or be reminded of how little we need to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
If we needed to, we could pack up our Scamp and just blast off, and we'd be good.
It's interesting because it feels good to have the security and stability of a home now, but it also feels so good that if something happened and we needed to, we have a home in the Scamp and we can go live and exist like that very, very comfortably.
It's like a bug out bag.
Yeah.
Not that we're like super into that, but that's what it feels like, is a parachute for life.
We will never sell the Scamp. We got the Scamp for $3,800. That's so weird.
Yeah. I would love to put a little bit of work into the Scamp to make it.
Oh, we will for sure.
Like a quick action. It would be cool too if we had everything that we needed to blast off already in the Scamp and all organized, like a extra stove and tools that we need and all that kind of stuff.
It's hard because we are still kind of like camp living out of the A-frame.
We still use everything that we need to take with us in here, like our solar and all that. So if we had it all set up so that we could just hook it up and jet, I think we would use it more often.
Do you have 2 dogs now? We do. We got a puppy in November, German Shepherd.
Her name's Pilot. That's who you hear chewing on her bone.
I don't think anyone hears her.
You cheer hooing on her bone. If given the opportunity to do everything over again, would you prefer to have land first and travel later? I don't. If we just weren't in a financial position for that to happen, but this was our plan the whole time.
And we wanted to travel so that we could figure out where we wanted to be.
I don't think that we realized how bad we needed to travel before we settled down. You know, like we thought that we wanted and needed totally different things than what we'd learned. Like we live in the high desert now, and I would have never pictured myself living in the desert, but we found that living in the desert was
dry climates,
wonderful.
Yeah, never ever would have thought. We always like Oregon, lush, beautiful. Even we come from the Midwest, so it's a lot more lush and wet, and that just seemed natural.
Right.
But then living in this small space taught us.
It's about to annoy me, sweetheart.
This is Barron with anything. I wasn't even paying attention to her. But any little noise.
Well, it wouldn't bother me if we didn't have 1,000 people listening to her chew on her bone, but.
Okay, well, that's a little loud for sure. Pilot, can you relax?
What were we just talking about? Oh, our land. Another thing is, I never thought that you could live above even 6,000 feet full time, and we're above 8,000.
Yeah, we were thinking 4,000 would be like, whoa, that's high.
And we're almost at 9. So I don't know, just things like that. That if we hadn't traveled, we would have never considered an area like this. But now that we have and we know what our parameters were, we established those parameters while we were traveling. So then we knew our criteria for what we wanted. Whereas before we didn't understand that at all.
What's that chewing sound? JK. They said JK. Everyone's like, don't worry about it.
If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, will you please do that? Because that helps other people find this when they're browsing for live streams.
Thanks, Nick's Picks.
Do you have to worry about power usage? Yeah, we're totally off grid. So we don't have plumbing or, we have our own ways of handling our wastewater and stuff, but we don't have like a central plumbing or phone lines or power. So we have to do it all on solar.
We have a well.
Yeah, we have a well too that we drilled when we first got here.
We bought raw land, untouched, in an area that has no power lines.
Somebody just asked, what's the best character to marry on Stardew? I haven't made like friends on Stardew. He
just fishes.
No, I don't just fish. But have a lot of you guys played Stardew Valley, or am I talking to one person only?
Probably just one
person.
Probably
just the one person. Excellent. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, there's 5 of us. Excellent.
We will be doing a septic system, yes.
Yeah. I always thought Stardew was going to be dumb, but I always loved Harvest Moon when I was a kid, the N64 game. So I just tried it because they have it on iPad and iPhone now, and you can use a controller. So I downloaded it, and it's such a good game. Like the design and the like reward systems and everything are so well done, and it was all done from the art to the music, the game design, the programming, all by one person, which I think is really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. Solar plans for the house. We're going to work with Goal Zero, we believe.
That's the plan as of right now.
Yeah.
Which will be very, very cool.
How is it having an extra dog in the Scamp? It was a lot more manageable than we anticipated, that's for sure.
If she's exercised,
yeah,
she's great.
Mm-hmm.
She just is a puppy and has a lot of energy, and if you can help her with that, then she's great. She's a very well-mannered dog.
She's very vocal though, and she doesn't know how to control her voice.
I say she's amazing. Oh yeah, she's crazy.
But when she barks and whines and stuff, she doesn't yet have a toggle on the volume. So if she whines, it's full volume. If she barks, it's a full like piercing.
It rattles your brain.
Yeah, it's easy to get frustrated with her barking. But also we want her to bark at things that need to be barked at, like wild animals or strangers, whatever. So we're working on that.
We're just trying to teach her to know that when we say it's okay, you can be done now, that she knows to be done.
Yeah.
She turns it off. Kelsey Sue, Elsa, will you be doing more gardening in your beds this year? Excited to see your plans and some more gardening content. If so, cool. For sure. That was so amazing. And we got really lucky with the amount of rain that we got last summer that I hardly had to water. We may move the beds. I don't know. We might move them closer here or like make new beds down here now that we're not up in the same spot up there anymore. It would be hard to water.
Pilot's going to eat them.
Well, it'd be good for her if she does.
She got an apple out of our grocery bag the other day.
And a carrot yesterday.
Eating it like a human.
Well, if she eats it, it's good for her. Okay. She can have vegetables. But it was incredible to be able to go pluck a salad for dinner right from the ground. Heck yes. We just have to do it kind of still pretty small scale. But even the scale that we did it at,
it provided so much food.
It was amazing.
Unreal. We could do a salad a day.
I would, in addition to it, if I were to expand, what I would do is do root vegetables in a different one. Keep the same small little garden amount. It was perfect. Like nothing in excess. But do some root vegetables that I could harvest and store at the end of the year.
We're kicking around the idea of, so on the south side of our house where we have the sliding glass doors, we're thinking about making an outside, like inside-outside greenhouse that comes off of those, so that we would extend the roof past those sliding glass doors and then have a small greenhouse that's kind of inside our house. And then we'd have those doors to separate it. So in the summer when it's super hot, we keep those doors closed. And then in the winter time, when we want that solar gain, we can open those doors up.
Because our southern view is a hill. It's not like all that aesthetic. Unfortunately, our north view is what's beautiful. But it would be just lovely to have a greenhouse in our house.
Why is it unfortunate that our north view is?
Because the sun doesn't come in through the north. It would be more feng shui if our house was, if flipped, everything was flipped. But
it's functionally for
like
our solar gain,
our most beautiful views to the north, and it's not ideal to have windows to the north because no sun gets in, so then you let the heat out. But we have to, that's just like this A-frame. The north is that way, and we designed it to have the view to the north. Whereas that way you just see a tree, and that's kind of like up at our house. But if we had a beautiful garden inside of our house facing south.
Thank you, Mike Bench. Hello from Tokuyama, Japan.
Wow,
I would love to go to Japan. Supposedly Japan has like the best powder for snowboarding in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Jay and Dre off grid.
I love that.
So proud of you guys for building your own home, watching your live with our freshly baked human. I love that, OJ. Maybe we can send you some.
This stuff is amazing. I feel like we must be vitamin C deficient or something, because we can't stop drinking this and eating oranges.
And we were just doing that with raw milk recently, and now I'm over it. But that's good.
Phases.
And congrats on your new freshly baked human. Very, very cool.
Japan is awesome. Yeah, I love a lot of things like culturally from Japan, like our little sheep, and design wise, and the cars that they make. The practice of Kaizen is really inspiring to me, like the art of slowly iterating on a thing over time.
Should I make dinner? I said I was going to.
I'm starving. I've been kind of like wondering if I should snack while we do this.
Okay. What I decided to make is tuna and rice with nori.
Thank you, Shelby K.
Thank you.
Yippee. What's a fun, quirky thing about Pilot?
She really likes me best. And every time I come down in the morning,
it's not that fun.
She screams and is so happy to see me in the morning. It's not quirky. It's just amazing. It makes me feel so good.
Elsa's definitely her favorite. Your outfit is amazing. I wondered if that's what you were going to wear, but you just went for it. 6555321. I'm excited about the chapter on craft. Elsa, I love your jewelry. I do silver casting. Have you thought about exploring that? Barron, have you ever done carving or
totally would love to get into casting. I feel like I need more space or something. I need a better way to get fumes out of that little office, because I come out of there feeling funky after soldering a bunch.
Yeah, makes me nervous. And I've loved whittling since I was a little kid, so I would really enjoy getting back into that. I think it's tough though, because it seems like to do more intricate stuff, you almost need that really soft kind of balsa wood to work with.
How am I going to do this?
What are you talking about? Are you trying to show the whole thing?
Well, not exactly, but I do need a little bit of space. There we go.
Okay. Thank you, Lindsay Crawford, with the cute sheep. And Judy, you've been in communication with us for, I don't know, at least 5 years, huh? Sorry for the crinkles. Do we want to do this?
Barron.
Do we want to cook on here?
This will last.
Yeah or nay?
3 seconds.
Okay. Here we go. ASMR. Get out of here. Green chili is amazing. I will smother anything in green chili if I have the opportunity. We did get married, what? A few months ago?
In April.
No. Right?
In April.
April's our anniversary.
That's when we got married.
Oh.
No, our anniversary is in July.
No, yeah, that's what I meant. I was picturing the 4 of April as July. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
Come on, support me, everyone. But we haven't had our big celebration yet. We just got legally married, and
we want to have a wedding. We just signed the business contract of marriage because we're building a house together and stuff. Yeah, it's so cool to have the government involved in our relationship. I'm really happy to have done that. Cooking is cool. Looks like you guys have been resting. What do you mean? Do we not look as sleepy as normal? We have been resting. We've been sleeping through the night.
Yeah. The first few weeks that we had Pilot, the lack of sleep was a real pain because we had just gotten our propane stove in, and we were all stoked that we weren't going to have to wake up and stoke that all night. And then we got Pilot, and she woke up 4 times every night.
It only lasted for a couple months.
Yeah.
It's okay, Kipper. I'm rinsing the rice here.
You're doing so good. But I don't know. The Cubic Mini should have been here today. We talked about this for a little bit, but we're excited to. Camp's gonna yell at Pilot. Come here, Pilot. Come here. What's my favorite quirky thing about Pilot? I don't know. She's just so different from Camp. Like, she really cares. Like, when we're on a walk, she always is looking back for us to make sure that we're okay. And Camp will walk a mile before he glances back to see if we're still a thing or not. We got a super chat. Thank you, Jenna Knotts. You are the reason I follow my dream and purchase 30 acres. I've followed you from the beginning. Much love from Ohio. Wow, that's amazing. Where's your land, Jenna? Congrats on your book. Thank you, guys. What else is exciting that we've been doing?
Snowboarding.
Snowboarding. We've gotten a lot of snowboarding in. We both got new boards this year. We'd been on boards that we got at a thrift store for our whole life of snowboarding, but we got battalion boards, and they're really cool. They're like slightly curved up on the edges, so you don't catch your edges as easily, and you can like do flat ground spins and stuff more easily. It's and we got Burton step-in bindings because we needed new boots too, both of us, or step-on bindings, and they have been amazing. Do you want
this Instant Pot makes the best rice? Yeah, it does. And it takes just 3 minutes on pressure, and then you let it.
Do you want to do it on the bench so it's not as loud when it's warming up?
Sure. Make a pretty big difference.
Yeah, German Shepherds are amazing. They're very, very different from Shibas. That is a fact. Hello from Maryland. Thank you, LA Gun.
Okay.
If it starts lagging, try hitting the refresh button. It might be on our end though. But this has been really good for Starlink to not drop out for this amount of time. This is Camp. He is now 9 years old. Can you guys guess who does Camp's voice in that old video that we made?
Nope.
Can you guess who does Camp's voice? Camp does Camp's voice. Yes, you are correct. Should we tell him or should we keep it a secret?
Keep it a secret. Everyone thinks your mom does.
I think that's an excellent guess.
Camp just turned 9 yesterday. It was his birthday.
And he's still a spry little feller.
Little spring chicken.
He's doing really well. I think Pilot has sort of revitalized him. He sprints more than he did before her.
Jessica Webb, my husband and I love your channel.
Been watching for years.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Very cool.
We need to make one for Pilot, but neither of us have a good German accent. We want that to be
German.
German.
Ich liebe dich. I'm German, but I'm not German.
You're like genetically German, but
yeah.
Not. We were thank you, Ferris Wheel 90, for the claps. We were watching some of our old videos the other day to kind of get inspiration for things that we like and like want to replicate going forward. And there were so many snacks that Elsa kept seeing, and she's like, "Oh, I need to make that. I haven't made that."
What's she cooking?
Yeah. What is the claw hammer banjo?
No.
Hop up, Pilot. Does she have water?
Yes.
What is a claw hammer banjo? I have a TikTok. Hey.
All right, it's
Hop
a
up.
party.
Hop up. Pilot, stop.
Come here.
Hop up here.
Pilot, please. Please.
Camper, get in your chair, dude. Hop up, Pilot. Come on. Oh my gosh. Here we go. There we go.
clawhammer banjo. I have a TikTok and play. It's pretty peaceful. I'd love to play the banjo. I'd love to learn how to play the mandolin too. I would love to do that. I should do that. I should just do it.
Somebody asked if I could talk about hunting experience. Do you guys want to hear about hunting stuff?
Oh, Quentin P. Young. Hi from Quartzite Rain. Rain here. Snow headed your way. Yes, it is. Indeed.
We're excited about that.
Thanks for being here, sir.
Oh no. Her toy fell.
This is what she does in the morning.
This is what she does always.
She drops her toy off the bench. She wants to be right on the edge.
What do you guys want to know about hunting experiences? What are we excited to do during the summer?
I'm excited to finish the interior, do the aesthetic stuff. Not the aesthetic, not actually hated doing the aesthetic stuff in here. I hated finishing it, but I am excited to tile. I wish I'm excited for the house to be done so that we can go on summer adventures again and go on backpacking trips. And it would be fun if we got to do the US Classic again for Fjallraven. We'll see what what adventures the summer entails, but I'm excited for any adventures we do. And I know it's going to be another summer of a lot of hard and fulfilling work.
I'm excited to get in to swim in the river.
The rice is going.
Yeah.
It's on seal. My dad asked how our family trip was that we just went on. It was wonderful.
It was very good. Your father is a wonderful human.
Isn't he just the best?
He's the best. Brianna A.
I would love to see a jewelry tour, Elsa. Things you have made and things you've made and showcasing other artists.
Hey, relax.
Sorry. Bought one of your rings in May and I've worn it every day. Cool.
Aww.
Thank you. I wonder which one.
We should have brought down the
Aww.
rings that you're working on. That would have been fun.
I got new ring shanks. This part. I got a new couple new bands and I'm excited for.
It was hissing and Pilot is so confused.
What you think, girl? What was so funny in our I'll get back to my rings, but what was so funny was when we were with our family on our family trip out here in Colorado. Pilot had never been around a kitchen before. Well, she had when she was an itty bitty puppy at your parents' apartment.
Oh my goodness, girl.
But she did not understand countertops and ovens and stoves. She had never really been near a bathroom before. So I'd go in to go pee and she's like, "What are you doing sitting there? You always sit at home. What are you on our bucket out here composting toilet?" But what I was saying was my rings, the next batch is cool. They're cool looking. And I just got a bunch of really awesome new turquoise and it's going to be pretty freaking sweet. I'm really excited. Thanks for asking. Michaela Bossy, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. This is really wonderful.
And to have 1,000 people in here watching is unreal.
Yeah, that's a big deal for us. Thank you so much.
Even though our little walrus in the background isn't doing anything. Ohio Mountain Banjo. Thanks for the videos. Always wanted to travel. Can you make a banjo ring? Interesting. Also made an underwear ring when she was in
I did.
School.
It goes on 2 fingers. The front side is like panties, like granny fanny panties, and then the back side is a thong. My dad's idea was actually to make a pants ring, but I turned it into an underpants ring. It was badass. I got extra credit for it. Emily, hey, is there a reason you pack the Cubic Mini away while towing instead of permanently bolting it into the table in the Scamp? Also, when is the book coming out? The Scamp is just it's fiberglass. It's really lightweight. So to keep that big, heavy stove in the front corner with all the bonking around that we do, feels kind of dangerous. And also we want to be able to take it out for the summertime.
Guys, relax.
It takes really no time to set it up and take it down. I don't know, like Linnea and Aquila, she just installed a stove in her van. And I think, Chris of Tiny Home Tours has a lot of people have stoves in their van and buses, and they stay stationary. And I think you can do it. But I feel like our little fiberglass trailer is just, I don't know. Would you agree? Just feels a little sketchy
our
having
countertop isn't super solid either. So then, having all that weight up there on the countertop is kind of sketchy. So I think it was just better to take it down.
Felt a little safer.
Yeah.
What's up, Claire Smith? Yelling Claire. You remember?
Yeah.
Your dad has great ideas. Yes, he does.
We're okay, sister. You want up here?
Do you get into the zone when you do your jewelry?
Yes.
For sure.
Guys.
Getting into my flow state with anything that I do, it makes me feel very fulfilled. I try to do that every day if I can.
I'm gonna pop outside with Pilot and see if she'll go pee.
Okay.
Come on, Pilot.
This chaos. The Instant Pot is now done, and I let it sit for 10 minutes. And then I'll show you what I add to the rice. We did get married. Yes. I made Barron's ring. I have yet to make one for me. I haven't really fallen in love with a stone, so I've just been wearing this one. We got married because we are building a house together, and if something happened, we wanted to be able to be married, but it wasn't really a financial or religious choice. But we would like to be married if we had kids, and if that happened, I don't know, whatever, we did it. We would like to have a wedding, but not anytime soon. No marriage video because it was a business transaction, quick go in, leave kind of thing. Like, it was not a thing. And we don't want it to be a thing. I want our wedding to be a thing whenever that happens.
Should I get her another one of those marrow bones?
She might have diarrhea if so. How about
Because
she'll
Cam
chill
stole
out?
hers.
Oh, good.
She can have this one. Here you go, Pilot. Chaos.
What do you think? It's around, what time is it? She should be like kind of chilling out, laying down.
I think she's excited because she is told not to be. What did you say? Everybody's going crazy about.
Talked about our courthouse marriage being just a thing.
Yeah. I think it'll be really fun to have like our marriage party and do all of that. You know?
Yeah, like a wedding. It'll
Yeah.
be fun. It had never been a priority of ours because we didn't have money. We wanted to have a wedding on our 10-year anniversary, but then COVID happened and it was like, we're not going to have a wedding during COVID. It would just make people too uncomfortable and we don't want to do that. So we didn't. And we just, Michelle, current moderator, told me shit or get off the pot. So
whatever. We'd been effectively married for
so many years.
ever.
That's another reason why it wasn't a big deal.
It was just more of like we should do that since we have land together and everything.
It is interesting how certain family and friends now treat me differently.
Yeah.
And
think we're more
legitimate,
official or something,
which is
kind of strange.
But it is what it is. Christine, no question, just saying hi, and I enjoy your videos. Thank you so much, Christine. Spiritually married. Yeah, that's what I feel like we have been for a long time.
Live stream with kids would be chaos. I love, somebody said Clifton Oakley's. I just bought some myself. Those sunglasses are my favorites that I've ever had. And they've held up really well. I've had them for years now. I got a new pair of lenses from like Contacts Direct or something like that were cheaper than the Oakley brand lenses, and they're just as good.
Those are not Oakley.
The new
Brand?
lenses are not Oakley
Huh.
brand,
I didn't know that.
but I think they probably get them from the same factory because
Yeah.
they're the exact same as far as I can tell. Same polarization, same everything. How'd you come up with the name Pilot?
We named Rewind. We named Camp because we liked to camp, and then we ended up camping for the next 6 years of our lives.
Hey.
So we thought,
Here, get your own.
if we named Pilot, we would become pilots. So I also just thought it was a cool name. I think Barron came up with Camp, and I came up with Pilot.
And I'm Camp's favorite, and you're Pilot's favorite, right?
Yeah, Camp has always been Barron's dog.
Whatever.
He has, and it's been really sad for me.
But now you have Party
Pilot.
Girl Pilot.
Yeah. Will you grab the lens cleaner out of the camera drawer? Should be just loose in there. Thank you. I don't know if this needs it. I think we're just losing resolution because it's getting dark. But we have our lights turned up as much
Hi,
as they go.
TNVOL gal. Thank you for saying hi.
Thank you.
Come ride Steamboat. We can get up and have passes if needed. Send me an email. Send me an email about riding at Steamboat. We would love to do that. I've been there with my family when I was younger, and that place is amazing. And I've heard that there's a real good hot spring out there.
Maybe we could put Camp upstairs with the bone.
In our bed?
Yeah.
That's kind of gross, but okay.
Well, maybe he could have the empty bone.
Okay. I don't think he'll chew on the empty bone.
Well, he chewed on bones in our scamp bed for 6 years.
Okay, I'll take him up there with the gross or the empty one. I don't want to take him up there with a gross one,
There
right?
you go.
Or maybe I could put that sheet up there and then he could chew it on that.
Okay.
All right.
Well, this is kind of.
Here, buddy. I'll give him the dry one. Give me the dry bone. Okay, everybody. Camp is going to go enjoy the whole bed to himself for a little while so that he doesn't fight with his sister.
Bye.
Camp will steal her bones. Like he's not interested in them at all. And then Pilot will start chewing on something, and then Camp will go steal it. Pilot will let him steal it, and then she'll just lay there and watch him chew on it. And then she yells at him on occasion.
If she gets even slightly close to him, too, he screams at her. Crazy about this wind, or how crazy is the wind? It was pretty windy today, but it's very, very windy here in general. So nothing at all out of the ordinary, but the areas around us are going to get slammed again with some more snow, which is fabulous. I think right now they're getting hit. So that's very cool. It feels like with snowboarding, I would love to go, but it feels like work opportunities are really picking up currently, and it keeps feeling like all the good powder days happen on days that we really should be working instead of going out and playing.
Thank you, Kara.
Kara or
Goodness.
Kara?
I don't know. Probably Kara.
I completely lost my train of thought. Got rid of my Patreon, but wanted to support your channel because it's the best. I know you don't accept stuff because of space, but if you ever change your mind and are interested in a William Collins knife, let me know.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds amazing.
I have a little collection and would love to share one. Thank you so much. Shoot me an email. And let us know what that is. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you.
William Collins, WC knives. I'm not familiar with this.
The one knife that we have that I love is our cleaver. I got that because I followed
Whoa.
I believe she was a Chinese YouTuber who would go into Lee Ziki. Was she from China? She's just amazing. She hasn't made YouTube videos in a long time, but she had a meat cleaver and vegetable cleaver, and I bought one because of her. And oh my god,
These knives are so cool.
oh, these are not just kitchen knives. These are
No, they're like awesome.
handmade knives.
Yeah.
What are they called?
William Collins survival knife.
Wow.
Is one of them. If
Awesome.
you have
Thanks for the
extras
tip.
of these, I would love one. Any of them. Look how cool this is in its little sheath. And then show the blade too. That's a really cool knife.
Oh.
I almost tried to touch it on the screen. That's
Wow.
really cool.
Dang.
Yeah, we have enough space if you have extras. On the Primal Outdoors YouTube channel.
I use as a
Interesting.
kitchen knife. YouTuber Primal Outdoors used it.
Yeah, that's what I just read. Fascinating.
Barron loves the knives.
I'm
Desiree said.
I'm kind of a knife geek. I'm not a I don't know, some people are really particular about knives, and I like certain things in a knife, but I'm not, I don't know, I don't like judge people for what kind of knife that they carry.
You have a
Or
lot of
don't
different
care.
knives for a lot of different purposes.
Yeah. My everyday carrying knife, if you care to know, well, whether you care to know or not, is Leatherman Skeletal. It's awesome because it has pliers and it fits. It's really lightweight and it fits in a pocket nicely in the back, and it's got a pocket clip, which most knives most Leatherman don't have a pocket clip. And then it also has a Phillips head and flat head, and then I have a bit kit for it. So like in the car I have another Leatherman, so I have all kinds of the little Leatherman bits so that I can work on stuff with little Torx bits or whatever. I love that knife. And I have a Benchmade with a Tonto tip too that I really like.
I did not make enough rice.
Are we sad?
Yeah. You go it.
That's kind of
Not very much.
not that much. Maybe we'll just use more seaweed and tuna.
We can eat some oranges.
Wow, we have almost 1,200 people in here. That's amazing.
Wow.
And almost 1,000 upvotes or thumbs up. I appreciate you guys doing that. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, appreciate if you do. WC knives are great. They're shipped with a Band-Aid. That's so funny. Some of my broadheads, they're made by, is it M3 or something? I can't remember what the brand is. But they're shipped with a Band-Aid too, which I think is really funny. We enjoy following y'all. I hope to run into you on the trails. We spend summers in Colorado from Shannon and Hero. Grateful Days and IPAs. That's a fun name.
Thank you.
And thanks you guys for hitting that thumbs up too. I saw it jump up by like almost 200 just now. Thank you for that,
This right here.
Shannon and Hero.
This right here.
I'm from northern New Mexico, and the wind has been so intense. It's getting a little maddening. Yeah, wind. I never really realized how hard wind can be, but it's almost, I think, more difficult for living than any other weather pattern. Like I would prefer just about any other weather pattern to win. Cheers from Baja, California, big sir. Congrats on spiritual marriage. Here's something to support the channel. Thank you so much, Russ.
Thank you.
Should we show you doing what you're doing or not?
You can tilt it back up a little bit because you won't
Okay.
really be able to see it. But I'll mention
Elsa's
what I'm doing.
making kind of, what is it?
Rice and tuna and seaweed.
So have we researched whether or not? Oh,
Let's
this is
not.
just okay.
Let's not.
We'll just
Skipjack, it says, is the least amount of mercury.
yeah.
We don't normally buy this tuna, but we had some friends come into town. I didn't even think you liked tuna.
I never liked tuna growing up because I thought tuna came with mayonnaise.
Because of sushi?
No, from like, well, that and like tuna salad or tuna sandwiches. It was always slathered in mayonnaise. So I was like, yeah, tuna's gross. But then I ate it just straight tuna and it's amazing. Thank you, David Barnett. Are you making enough rice for all of us?
I didn't make enough rice for us.
Yeah, rice for 1,100 people in an Instapot. Mayo haters unite. I don't hate mayonnaise, but I just can't stand it.
If we made our own, I think it would be a different story.
Thanks, Nick's Pigs. Well, there's lots of things bothering me about mayonnaise. I'll name a few. Growing up, ranch is terrible too. Any white creamy sauce I can't do. But it's from like playing soccer and stuff growing up. And people would bring sandwiches and they would put mayonnaise on them. And then they would just sit in the sun all day. And then you go to eat them and they'd be this soggy mess. And it was terrible. That, and then going to like Jimmy John's.
I like to give the tuna water to the dogs.
And then going to Jimmy John's and seeing those big vats of like scraped out mayonnaise just kind of makes me sick to my stomach.
Or going to Panera and seeing them take their soup out of bags.
Yeah.
I used to get potato soup all the time when we lived by one.
Lindy Lou says, I live my young life again through you. Love watching the videos. I have one of your magnets on my Xterra.
Oh,
cool.
Thank you.
Xterras are such cool cars. I feel like people sleep on them.
So are those magnets.
Yeah, homemade mayonnaise is one thing. But when it comes out of that stinky jar, okay, let's switch subjects. I need to eat food and I'm like not hungry anymore. But yeah, homemade mayo is a different deal. Laura ESP, thank you. What do you guys want to see in upcoming videos in the A-frame and around the land and stuff? Do you just want to, I don't know, just generally, are there certain things about videos that are more interesting to you than other things?
And the styles of videos.
Yeah.
Do you like it when it's more polished, or do you like it when we're talking to the camera?
We got journaling tips, more camping travel stuff, build a fort just for fun. I'm down with that. Cooking your wild game, seeing your day-to-day life, Subi snowboarding, more house building. This is perfect. Talking to camera. Literally all of it. Snowboarding behind the scamp again. Thank you. All the cooking, house updates and garden. I was loving the house building series and hanging out with your cool neighbors. More of your hobbies, miss seeing you target shoot and slackline. That's a good idea. You're perfect for what you're doing now. All of it. Liked fishing trips. Let's see, sunsets, sunrises, and landscapes. Elsa's drinks, more emotional. Are you talking about my inflection while I'm reading? Or just generally all of it. I love your editing, Elsa. It's what drew me to your channel.
Be more emotional, just in case. That's what they meant.
Okay. Lucy C, thank you. Elsa, one of your magnets are on my cross track. Oh my gosh. I love your sharing. Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you.
Cooking and travel. These are good ideas. Backpacking trips. Trips to Moab. What is Elsa making?
Okay, y'all.
What?
Let's change. I'm taking over.
Okay.
All right. So we put.
Have at it. I'll drink my orange juice.
We've
Can we
got.
open another beer? Just one since we split it.
Yes. Just rice and tuna in here right now. This, we were buying coconut aminos for a long time. And then we use soy sauce so infrequently that then we filled up this bottle with soy sauce. So this is soy sauce. Put a little soy sauce in there. Put some salty. We buy what's the brand? It's some organic tamarind soy sauce or something. Toasted sesame oil. Gotta have this. It's so good. A lot of it. And then to make it taste...
A little splash of beer.
No,
I'm just kidding.
You almost did pour that in.
No, I didn't.
Then to make it sushi. Oh, we should have gotten more of this at the store.
Oh, dang it.
Sushi rice or rice vinegar. I don't know why, but it is fire, hot fire.
Lucas Kane says, "Hey y'all, we've been following you guys from Idaho. Been embracing various alternative lifestyles for a bit alongside y'all. Currently lighting a fire outside our tiny house trailer for warmth and solidarity." That's
Wow.
awesome. How cool. Cooking, yes, cooking vids. It's so, I feel like I don't think what we're eating is interesting until after. You know, like when we're doing it, it's like, meh. But then when I go back and watch those videos, I understand better why people like it.
We've got nori sheets or seaweed. This is the, like salted, dried seaweed. It's not like the sushi nori that isn't salty. Yeah.
Desiree Gonzalez says, "I appreciate your video older vid on your equipment you've used. I bought some of them, saving up for your utility knife." I wonder which exact video you're talking about. More steak cutting content? That's funny.
Steak?
How are y'all doing from the snowstorm? We're good. It was no worries.
Was it the current one? I think a lot of areas are getting hit a lot worse than we are going to be. Like there's 1 to 3 inches forecasted in our specifics, like here.
Yeah.
Tonight, it'd be sweet to wake up to a ton of snow, but I don't know that that'll be the case. See? Nice and...
I kind of want some. Will you rip me some? My mouth is watering. You guys should connect with Anne of All Trades. She's a woodworker / mandolin player. Has a farm where she holds events. Huh. All one word on the socials. I've never heard of her. Thank you, Six Doubles. My husband and I love your video and look forward to seeing the house completed. We do too. Thank you, Stephanie.
Do you want a lot of seaweed?
Yeah. Since we don't have much rice.
Not that this is going to be fulfilling.
Someone said talk about mental health and meditation practices. I've fallen out of my meditation practice recently, but
I've been using the Waking Up app and listening to there's a practice called the Koan Way, and I've been doing that every morning for the last week. It's like a philosophical kind of study, which is cool. Yeah, it's hard to do a meditation with Pilot in the morning. She goes nuts.
It's kind of hard to do anything when she's around.
Don't be
Elsa loves her so much. Anytime I get annoyed with her, Elsa's like, she's my girl. Thank you, Dada Smybag. Smybag? I don't know how to say it. I get the little spoon. Do you dislike me?
We haven't cooked on a live stream in
Mukbang.
a long time. I think I was making chocolate soup in the Scamp.
Oh, that
years
was
ago.
weird, huh? Why did we do that?
I have no idea. I think we were hungry.
What is this?
This is tuna, rice, and seaweed and oranges. There's lots of sesame oil, soy sauce, rice vinegar. This is going to be actually a pretty great amount.
Okay, so I have a question. When you guys eat oranges, do you slice them up like this, or do you peel them into the perfect little shapes that they're naturally made by Mother Nature?
I did it so you didn't have to mess with that and then touch my laptop with your nasty hands.
Thank you. Do you cut them, or do you peel them? Peel both. Soccer oranges, somebody said peel. Mother Nature, I peel them, cut. Slice, peel. That's hilarious. Thank you so much, my love. Somebody super chatted. David Vickers says, hello from Lenexa, Kansas.
Oh.
My wife and I watch every week and love following your channel. We just started using cacao with cayenne pepper and cinnamon in our coffee every morning. Thanks to Elsa. So good.
Wow.
Cool.
A fellow Lenexa. Cool.
And thank you, Rosalie, as well. I eat them whole, just with the with the rind and all.
I saw a video today that a lady did that. There's a lot of nutrients in the shell, the orange peel. What's the closest, most recent cool place you found for the first time? That's a fun question.
Is that your dad?
Mm-hmm. The hot springs.
Yeah.
That we went to in the river.
Oh, yeah, that was really cool. A free hot spring. It makes you smell like sulfur, but it also, the intense sulfur smell makes me think that it's really healing. I don't know why that is, but I don't think that's true. How about those Chiefs? They're crazy. I can't believe that they're good. My whole life, they've been very bad, and now they're good, which is exciting.
We lost all of our chopsticks. We use our chopsticks daily for stirring drinks or like mixing pancake mix. It's just easier to clean a chopstick than a fork. And they're all gone.
How did we lose them? Yeah.
I probably left one of them outside the day that I was making pancakes.
What month will you get to work on your house again? We don't know exactly.
Maybe on warmer days. I think the next warm days that happen, we're probably going to try to finish the exterior of the A-frame.
Yeah. We're just going to use synthetic stucco to finish it.
My husband can't function without cacao in his coffee.
That's cool. I think that makes sense from there's a lot of fat in it, like extra calories to get your day going. It's kind of like bulletproof coffee. Oh, do you see that? Read it to me.
What? Love watching you guys, from Sarah, and the snow and the doggies.
No, that's not what she said.
Oh, love watching how much you guys love each other.
Yes, that's what.
And the snow and the doggies. Elsa, would you make a cookbook? Barron, congrats on your book. Thank you.
We started on a cookbook.
Yeah, we did.
But we just didn't want to do that. We only started doing it because everybody wanted us to do it, and we just didn't have any desire to do it.
We have to take a lot of nice photos, and I'd like to do videos of it too, but all of our dishware is just, we don't have any running water.
So everything's gross.
And our stove is covered in bacon grease and venison fat, and it's just really hard to make things look really nice and aesthetic. So to then have to buy a bunch of like fancy little tray things to make, it just wouldn't be a very nice cookbook, and I don't want to do it if it's not going to be great. You know what I mean? I could do an ebook.
And once we get our house going and have a kitchen, it would be a lot easier.
SW, thank you so much. Elsa's Book of Mindfulness. An idea that we do have is taking all of our photos from Scamp Life and then making a photo book alongside stories from my journals, because I've kept detailed journals of our whole travels. So I think that would be a really fun thing to do.
Kind of like more of a coffee table book.
Mm-hmm.
What we were laughing at, though, when we were talking about making a coffee table book out of my book, is that the target audience for Normal to Nomad probably doesn't have coffee tables, or they aspire to not. So that was kind of funny. But for that future photo book, I think that would be a really good use case.
But of course, you don't have to put your coffee table book on a coffee table.
Well,
you don't have to. You could put it on a dresser.
Yeah. But do you have a dresser in your camper?
You could put it on a countertop. The rugged outdoor cookbook. Maybe. Ow!
What?
Ow!
You bite your tongue? Oh,
Oh, you were on my hair.
I'm sorry. Camp is upstairs for who is. Adam Webb, there's not an audiobook yet. I'm going to release it on, I think, through our podcast. Thank you, Lee. Elsa, when are you going to be making more jewelry?
I am currently. I think I'm going to list it in the next week and a half. It's going to be some good stuff.
I hope nobody's hungry watching us eat. That would suck.
It's very good. It's actually a lot with all the tuna.
Mm-hmm. What does this seaweed taste like?
It's really salty with oil, olive oil.
It has like a little tint of ocean taste, you know?
But it's like
a little bit fishy, but not overpowering.
Like sushi.
Nori. Yeah, it tastes like ocean. Like if you get a little bit of salt water in your mouth and the smell of the ocean, that's what it tastes like. It
adds a really nice salt flavor to it that's different from the salty soy sauce.
Are you guys going to do more dirt biking this summer?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's snowboarding and dirt biking have become maybe your two favorite things in the whole world.
I listen to the same playlist when I do both of them. A Go Fast playlist. It's so much fun. Both of them, you just feel like you're flying.
Mm-hmm.
I did fall and hit my head pretty bad this past summer, though.
That was not good.
No, so I need to be a little careful. I was riding in the rain, off-road, like not on a road.
Do you think you eat healthier now than when you first started your journey in this camp? Yes.
Because we can. We're eating a lot more high-quality protein and meat. We can afford to eat better. We were broke and couldn't afford really any food when we were first starting. We bought a lot of expired foods from Quartzsite. They had a couple of vendors who would buy up from grocery stores, like just damaged foods or expired oats, like things that aren't bad.
But they were just all banged up.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of
just like
butter.
Slightly past the expiration date that like wouldn't be bad crackers, things, you know. We bought a lot of that stuff when we started, and
we loaded all of the extra storage that we had in the car in this camp.
We were really skinny at that time.
Mm.
But it wasn't bad, and we weren't struggling. We were just we were young and wild and free. It was a great time. But then it was shortly into the scamp journey that I, for my New Year's resolution, vowed to stop feeling bad about spending money on high quality food. And then that has stuck with us ever since. So investing in our health in food quality instead of doctors and stuff is the goal, at least. You never know what's going to happen.
But now I think we probably eat healthier than we ever have for the most part. We still eat out more than we would like to because not having a kitchen and when the weather's terrible, it's just hard to want to go outside and stand in the wind. And everything takes so long to cook outside in the cold.
You cook eggs and they're cold by the time you bring them in. It's a bummer.
When do you cut your hair, Barron? I kind of haven't. I think I've cut it twice since we've been living in the scamp.
I've cut it.
Yeah, it needs a trim.
Me too.
Somebody said here the health benefits of the carnivore diet. Yeah. especially with certain
like physical ailments where you need to cut out sugar, yeast issues, or other autoimmune things.
kind of as like a hard reset. I think it could be good. I don't know. It's everybody's different, but long term, I probably wouldn't do that. I think that'd be kind of hard to do unless I had a specific autoimmune disease or something.
Cancers, certain people have thrived on keto or carnivore. It all is it depends.
It's all intention based or based on your intent. Like, what are you trying to do? So, yeah, but I've heard that specific, but also like vegan diet can also be useful. For us, it was useful short term to like lean out and cut out a lot of different things, but
we added a lot more vegetables because of that. We're working on a farm.
Long term though,
whoa,
there's so much left.
There's so much left. No, there's not very much left.
Long term though, I got really lean when we were eating vegetarian or vegan, which was okay, but I feel better with a little bit of meat in my diet for sure.
What did we freeze? What happened to everybody? Everybody went to go make dinner.
Yeah.
Did we freeze? Because all the comments have stopped.
Hello? Oh, there's a comment. There we go.
There we go.
We're still here. Hi. Okay. We see you. Okay. Excellent. Should we do like kind of a rapid fire questions for a little bit and then call it? Because we're almost at 2 hours. Is that okay, everybody? Are we pissed? We're pissed. Riot. Okay. Rapid fire questions. Hit us with them.
You haven't eaten an orange.
I know.
They're really good.
What's your biggest fear about the way you live?
It used to be that I was stinky.
Yeah.
And now I smell fine. I don't have a whole lot of fears about the way that I live. Even in the Scamp. I was never really afraid of people coming to steal our stuff because we would park so far into the woods. Sometimes fearing animals.
I'm scared of mayonnaise monsters. Do you all do hydroponics? We haven't, but I think it would be interesting in a greenhouse for certain things for sure.
Still microdosing? Sometimes when I remember. It's a useful tool.
Yeah. Have you thought about visiting Newfoundland? Yeah, on that podcast I was telling you about with Daniel Vitalis called Wild Fed, he interviewed a girl from Newfoundland that was awesome and fascinating, and I would definitely be interested.
Someone said my hair is pretty. I just washed it yesterday for the first time.
It is. It's so pretty.
We had a long gap in between our last shower.
Who's counting?
We go to the hot springs in the winter for showers. I cannot wait to have one of our own. It's so close. Pineapple on pizza, yes.
No. We've been on the road for 10 months and miss having a home base. Did you start missing having one?
There were a lot of times where, like a lot of consistent times where it was like, it would be nice to have a landing zone.
Well, partially just because with the 14-day limit and in certain areas getting hassled by Forest Service people and stuff, it was just felt like we were on the run a little bit. And that was...
We only got hassled a couple times.
Yeah, ever.
Like twice, two different times.
So
we stayed our limits, but...
Yeah, we stayed within the legal limit. But it still felt... tumultuous, or I don't know what the word is. It felt volatile, I guess.
In the time periods where it was hard to find places to camp or where we were going to very new places and it was just over and over, that was exhausting. But I like camping in the winter because there's so many open spots.
Yeah.
So I hope that you're experiencing that there's a little bit more ease in finding cool spots because nobody's out. But in the summertime, you get to live outside, and I think that helps. I always felt like the positive aspects outweighed the
I think
struggles.
when we did feel overwhelmed by it and felt like we needed our own like landing zone, what helped was going further away from civilization to where there's less people, or from like less, or go to less desired places. Like if you're around a place like Moab, go like 2 hours away from it or something, you know, like don't go to a city that you've heard of, go to the towns outside of that area. Getting ready for rat season.
Ugh.
Yeah, thank you.
No, they're around always.
Pilot just found one or killed one the other day, which was interesting.
We had it was when we were in the scamp here at home. It was so cold that a few days later, she brought us a dead frozen pack rat from I don't know where. And
we don't know if it died by her or natural.
Well, it was very, very frozen, that one. But then she came to us with the guts of another one a couple of days after that. So that's good news.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
What's the hardest part of the house build so far? Stacking and cutting cinder blocks.
That's
cutting cinder blocks sucked.
Yeah.
It's so dusty and gross, and it was so hot that you'd be sweating and you would just be caked in concrete dust, and
your hair was crispy.
Yeah, and it was so loud. It was not fun.
That's it.
What do you think of towns like Boulder? Boulder's more of a city than a town. I don't know what the actual definition between city and town is, but Boulder's, if we went and got an Airbnb in Boulder and like hung out downtown and stuff, I think we would have fun. But Boulder is way too big of a place population wise for me to want to live there.
Or scamp around there. We never ever were in or around any places like that.
Any place that you've heard of, like Boulder or Bend or
Sedona,
Moab or Sedona.
We were, I think, 45 minutes outside of Sedona. That was as close as we felt good about.
But that was during the winter. So yeah, any town that you've like heard of or that you've seen on the Travel Channel or whatever, go somewhere a couple hours from there maybe, but don't. The main town that's the tourist attraction is going to be hard. Or Jackson, Wyoming.
Oh,
we
were like an hour outside of Jackson. That was one of the places that we got hassled. We were there for 2 days, and the guy was like, "You can only be here for 7." And he came by every single day. I think we ended up leaving after 4 days.
Yeah,
we were just over.
But he'd come by and actually like talk to you. He
wasn't
just
reminding you.
Yeah, and we're like, dude, we got it. You were here yesterday.
But it's a high traffic area, so they want to make sure everybody has access.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
And it's so locals don't want people bumming around their lands because they paid God knows. What's the hardest part about living where you do now? Probably wind in the spring is brutal. Same thing happened to us in Jackson. It's a thing. Yeah, Jackson was like the only place that felt like this place is too expensive for us to be welcomed here.
You're right. It felt like they didn't want us.
Yeah.
Going into town too they had some really good.
We liked towns that had like a river rat or climbing or mountain biking culture, because people would go to town like wearing their gear and look like they'd just been on a hike or whatever. But if you go to places that are, I don't know, and Jackson has all that, but it's just like fancier,
less affluence.
Yeah,
we like less money.
How do you guys find community while living on the road? We actually made so many friends and met so many people that it was almost overwhelming. So we didn't really have.
Well, with our YouTube channel,
that was something too. Yeah,
we would go to places and people would a lot of times know who we were, and then we became so tight with so many of our best friends we met like that.
Yeah.
We also had so many friends like when we're so close to Kansas City, where we're from, that we had people who we knew very well, people we sort of knew, coming out and wanting to camp with us all summer long, every time we were in Colorado, even still while we're out here. So it was, I think it's kind of a unique case in that regard, since we have a YouTube channel where we see a lot of people. Excuse me.
I also talk to people all the time, and if somebody seems interesting at a coffee shop or whatever,
yeah, that's
I always talk
part
to
of your
people,
book
so.
is when you're at campsites and there are people around, make sure to go up to them and say hi, because then they kind of watch out for you and you watch out for them. And
Yeah.
It's kind of like a little mini neighborhood for the time that you're there.
And I framed that in 2 different sections. One as more of a safety thing, and 2 as a just like community building, making friends thing. What are your favorite places you have scamped?
I'm not going to tell you. No, I'm just kidding. Central Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the places that were little Colorado spots, we have a lot of favorites that I would be hard pressed to give away. But what? Central Oregon was amazing.
Well, you have to, or what the part that makes it for us is finding a general climate that we like, and then getting far enough away from main towns and stuff to where we have our space. So that's kind of the secret sauce, is figure out what climate you like, what elevation you like, and then figure out which general towns or areas suit themselves to that, and then go there and then just drive around for a long time through the national forest land and find spots. And also not just looking at like freecampsites.net or whatever sites have the exact campsites listed, but get on applications like Onyx that have the forest land labeled, and just drive into the forest land and look for your own campsites that aren't on people's maps, because the ones that are on people's maps will generally have people in them. Whereas if you find your own campsites through Onyx, generally you can find like open areas.
I actually really like Breckenridge.
Yeah.
For a pretty bumpin' ski town, it's really cute.
Cool.
We had some friends who lived there, and we spent a good amount of time there. Otherwise, it would have been a hard place to access and like get to know without them having a place there.
Did you enjoy the Pacific Northwest?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was during COVID, so nobody was out doing anything.
Yeah, so that was nice.
So the forest land was, well, there were a lot of campers.
Yeah.
But
during weekends and stuff, especially. But
I think we didn't experience the tourism that otherwise would have happened. So that was really quite a luxury. And
I liked the east side of the Cascades.
Mm-hmm.
West of the Cascades was too rainy and like humid and gloomy for me. But the ocean's beautiful for sure.
It's a really unique ocean.
Or
coast, I should say.
Yeah. Have you done any more ice fishing? What's your favorite fishing on the summer, and do you have many lakes close by? We have some, especially alpine lakes and stuff close by. I've ice fished just that time that was in the video a few weeks back. I would love to get more into ice fishing, but
I skipped the ads for you, okay?
I ice fished with a live scope, which is like a sonar thing where that like makes a picture of the fish underwater, and it made it so much more fun. Ice fishing is a lot less fun when you don't have a live scope. So eventually I'd like to get a live scope, long story short.
6555321. I loved watching the sunset behind you guys tonight. Did all your silver tarnish in the hot springs?
Yes.
It happened to the wedding rings I had just made for me and my wife. Thankfully, it polishes out.
My ring got so dark, and I love it. It's kind of not so much anymore. It's hard to make it visible. It's pretty dark still, but I think it's really cool.
We can always do that to your ring too, anytime.
Yeah.
Mine did too. And then they polished back out. That was kind of wild. Hot springs in our area don't have as much sulfur.
Going back to podcasting, we would like to, like I've said a couple times, I'm gonna release my book over our podcast, and then after I finish that, maybe we can go back through and kind of talk about individual chapters together, Elsa and I. That'd be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. Well,
one more and then we'll be done. Do you read books or watch TV, movies in your spare time?
YouTube videos. We've been watching some shows. I just got Barron into Peaky Blinders.
It's okay.
We're watching 1923. We're watching The Last of Us. Just like we sometimes watch half of a show before I fall asleep at night.
Elsa, when she's falling asleep, like she'll try to act like she's not falling asleep, and she'll just like violently flinch, and then she's like, I wasn't asleep, and she just gives herself away. And then once she stops flinching, she stops snoring, and then it's done.
I wish I didn't do that. It's so not low key.
I read Clay Haynes' book called Surviving Alone. It was about his experience on Alone, and it was very good.
I just finished Lessons in Chemistry. It's a book that a friend recommended, and it was pretty good. I think it's a really popular book that Audible was recommending. I listened to it.
Okay, we made it over 2 hours. Should we be done?
This is a long one.
Do you guys have any last thoughts or announcements?
Late to the party. Hi from Oregon.
Oh, shoot. Sorry that we're about to turn off. Love you all. Thank you for joining us. There's almost 1,000 people in here the whole time, which is amazing.
I know. Thank you all. Gosh. I hope that you have a good rest of your night.
Yeah.
I hope that you go check out our Scamp video if you haven't already. That was so fun to make, and I'm excited to make more videos similar going forward here in the A-frame. It was very fun. Okay, this was awesome. Thank you all for participating and enjoying and watching us make dinner and checking out our little A-frame.
Yay, all of you.
Thank you so much, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.